Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome to my kitchen. As you can see, I've got a kitchen cart in the middle of the kitchen, which is normally not here, because today I'll be doing my first brewtorial, a Wrecking Crew Brewworks brewtorial. So this is one of 6 beers that I'll be drinking today, because I'm planning on getting day drunk. Caitlin, you gotta watch the kids. Anyway, this is our Pants Off Dance Off IPA, Wrecking Crew Brewworks at 144 North Court Street, Medina, Ohio, 44256. Let me get rid of this real quick. All right, so we're going to start talking about how to brew. This is literally going to be a how to brew video. I'm not going to show you how to put water in a fucking pot. I'm not going to say, oh, here's what an IBU is. I'm not going to explain what an ABV is. If you don't know basic brewing terms, this is not the right fucking video for you. This is what you're going to need to brew. You don't need any of the fucking fancy equipment. You don't need to go out and spend $5,000 for a 5-gallon setup because it's stainless steel and it looks really cool. That shit's not going to make good beer. Making good beer means practicing, trying different shit, screwing stuff up, and just literally overall making a lot of beer. So let's start with what we need. First of all, you're going to have a lid. There's a grommet. This is a hole for your airlock. This kind of shit you can get at your local brew store. Grommets you can get at Home Depot. Simple shit. Brew spoon. You're going to get plastic, wood, stainless steel. Doesn't matter the material. Buy 2 of them because you're going to lose one or break one. Airlock. This is what goes into the hole of the lid. This is his 3 pieces. You have the actual airlock piece, the little bubbler thing, and then this lid that it comes with, which I always lose, so you might as well get rid of it before you lose it eventually. And then you got your bucket. 5-gallon bucket, HDPE, food certified, or food whatever the fuck it is. It means you can put stuff in it and it's not going to hurt you. So you're going to need one of these. I always save them, I rotate them out, and I actually replace them maybe once a year. Plastic graduated cylinder. You probably use these in high school or maybe college if you did something good with your life. And then you have a hydrometer, and this is for checking the gravity or the sugar content of your beer, and it also, or your wort. And then it also is for when you're ready to potentially bottle. You can take the gravity. You don't have to take the gravity. Honestly, if there's sugar in there, it's going to turn into beer eventually. It doesn't really matter. But if you want to get into it, you can. This fucking thing sucks. It's going to take a while to heat up. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get this water. Well, let's talk about pots. So you can get a pot like this, and you can add a valve to it like I did. This is actually one of the ones I use on a regular basis. It's 8 gallons. Again, you can do a 5-gallon batch in this. Or you can actually get one of these. This is the original pot I bought 14 years ago from Walmart for $10. And I've brewed so many batches of beer in this thing, but then I jumped up to all grain. So anyway, you want to heat this water up. Water, if you want to get into water chemistry, that's an advanced thing. We're not going to do that today. Today we just use regular tap water from Avon, Ohio. I'm not in Avon, I'm in Medina, but we get our water from Avon. A little tidbit you can tell your friends. They'll think you're a nerd. This kit right here I bought from local brew store. This is Brewer's Best Kit. I replaced some of the hops in here actually because we're going to be making a Velociraptor hood ornament clone today. That's actually our #1 selling beer at the tap room right now. It's our IPA. I actually have some more hops as well that I'm going to be adding because I am crazy. We're currently at 143 degrees. We need to be between 150 to 160. We're going to talk about sanitation real quick. You want to make sure all your stuff's clean, okay? So my favorite sanitizer is Star San. It's an acid sanitizer. Literally, I think the owner or the guy that made this company said that you can drink this shit if you want to. Don't. Stop. Don't drink sanitizer. But anyway, you can use an ounce of this per 5 gallons. And again, it'll literally sanitize everything. It's high foam, so it'll get all in the nooks and crannies and all the shit that you need to sanitize. Everything that touches your beer after it's done boiling needs to be sanitized 100%. The hydrometer, the thermometer, the bucket, the lid, anything that touches it after you're done boiling it. That's the way I that's the way I do things. Some people will clean everything and sanitize absolutely everything. You could do that if you want to. It really doesn't fucking matter because as long as it's sanitized after the boil, anything that touches the wort after the boil has to be sanitized. All right, anyway, first beer down. That was like 10 minutes. I need to drink another one. I'm assuming I need to open another one. Caitlin's supposed to be keeping track for me. All right, so this is Brewdog Aloha Shoppers IPA. Mango Pineapple India Pale Ale. 5.2%. It has Bueller's on it, and there's a Bueller's in Medina. So we're going to go ahead and crack this one open. Caitlin, you want some?
Yes, please.
What else should I talk about right now? Should I do like karate chops? Fua, fua. Karate chops. I'm literally just brewing and drinking. I do this all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and start sanitizing my equipment. Everything's been cleaned. I actually did clean it yesterday because I knew I had to do this fucking video. Let's go ahead and check the temperature on this bitch right here. All right, so we just reached temperature with our thermometer. We're actually at 153 degrees. When you add grain into a hot pot of water, it will drop a couple degrees, so it'll probably drop down like 151, which is not that big of a deal. 151, 152 is like my ideal range for mashing. Let's go ahead and open up the kit. Stand by. When you open this thing, the first thing you're going to see is an instruction manual, which is a sheet of paper, and it literally, I mean, you could write down all your shit on here, or you could use like a notebook like I used to use. But yeah, you can write all your shit on here. It tells you what you need to do. It has rules and shit like that, like don't let your dogs eat hops, okay? Because dogs and hops don't mix well. It can actually kill them, so do not let your dogs eat hops at all. This recipe calls for a pound of corn sugar, because that's going to increase the gravity. If you don't know what the fuck gravity means and you're watching this video, you're SOL. Priming sugar and bottle caps. These are for losers that don't keg. A muslin sock. This is for putting grain into the specialty grain, which we'll get to. Then we have a whole bunch of fucking hops here. We got some Columbus. We got Zythos. We have Simcoe, Citra. All the fucking hops that you want to put inside of your beer to make it taste like Velociraptor Hood Ornament IPA. You're also going to get a bag of some specialty grain. These specialty grain is going to add some color, maybe a little bit of mouthfeel to it. It's really, you're not doing a full mash, so you're really not going to get a ton of benefit from the grain. You're probably just going to get a little bit of color. All of your sugar that you're going to get is from the liquid malt extract, which comes in these 3.3 pound cans. What you're going to want to do with this is you want to stick it in the sink in hot water. This is actually kind of cold because it was sitting out in my car for the night. But you want to have this stuff in the sink so that it gets all nice and non-viscous. It's viscous, you want it non-viscous. It also comes with a pack of Safel US 05, which is a dry ale yeast. It's American ale yeast. We use this in a ton of our beers. It's kind of like Chico, which is California ale yeast by White Labs 001. So yeah, when you're done with this box or taking all the shit out, you throw it because you don't need it anymore. You lay your grains out. You make sure that everything that's on the sheet was in the box as well. Because if you're missing something, you're either going to have to go back to the home brew store, but you've been drinking, so that it's illegal to do that. So you should probably just check it before you start drinking, or just deal with it, and whatever you got in the box is what you got in the box. So you want to go ahead and take your specialty grain, grab your skizzers, cut open the bag. Don't spill it anywhere. All right, open your muslin sock. You can probably do this over your sink if you want to, but I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Specialty grain in the bag. You got a little bit of Carapils here. Carapils is actually a dextrin type malt for the advanced people that are watching because they just want to see how awesome we are, or I am, really. It is a malt that helps with head retention on your beer. This is now in the pot. It's going to steep for 20 minutes. Set a fucking timer. Don't set a fucking timer. Do whatever you want. What you just want to do is you want to get a little bit of color out of the grain, and you want to have, basically you can call it wort at the end of this. So come back in about 20 minutes, and we'll bring this thing up to a boil and actually start making it into future beer. Is this good?
Velociraptor Hood Ornament.
After we're done steeping, which again, we're going to get some color out of the grain from this. When we're done, we're going to bring it up to a boil. Once we start boiling, you're going to want to start a timer. And you're going to follow on this kit or on this sheet, or you're going to follow whatever I write down if you want to do a VHO clone. You're going to follow literally when you add hops. Yeah, that's pretty much it. When you add fucking hops. You're going to put hops in here. When you're done with that, and you're done adding your hop additions, you want to chill this as fast as possible to pitching temp. And when I say pitching temp, that is the temperature that you're going to put your yeast into the your bucket and you start fermenting. You want this to chill as fast as possible. What you're going to do here is we're going to stick it in the sink with a whole bunch of ice, and that'll chill it down. Then you can use your auto siphon to put it into the bucket, or just dump the whole thing in. Like, you're going to hear people say, like, well, you don't want any of the trub in there. Like, it doesn't really matter because you're going to ferment on this thing for a few days, 4 or 5 days. You might do a dry hop, which is going to be another couple days, and then you're going to bottle it. There's going to be people that are going to tell you that it's not good for the beer, but you know what? I've done it both ways, and I made beer that was pretty good, so tell those people to fuck off. If you are doing a dry hop, you can take it off the yeast cake. There's a lot of reasons that you should do it, and there's also some reasons that don't really freaking matter. So this is Arche Brewing Company. Yeah, they're from Akron. They actually use West Branch malts, which is from Brunswick, Ohio, which we also use some of the malts, mostly Munich, actually, from West Branch, in a lot of our stouts. Nice and red, clear. Let's take a sip. Yep, exactly what I expected it to taste like. Anyway, we are actually done with the steeping part of the day, or the brew. So what you're going to want to do is, there's a couple things you could do. Honestly, you could do this, just hang out there for a few minutes and let it drain. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're taking away some of the water. There's some calculations for that we're really not going to get into today, I can promise you that. You can go ahead and put it on the lid, put it in a brew bucket, put it in the sink, throw it in the garbage. I never reuse these muslin socks, so again, you can toss them out if you want to. You can do something that some people say don't do. You can squeeze it, but it's hot, so I'm not going to actually squeeze it. There's people that are like, don't squeeze it. They're dumb because it doesn't really do anything. In this case, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and put it on the lid, and then I'm going to put it into the sink so that it drains into the sink and not on my floor, obviously. So what we want to do now is we want to bring this up to a boil. So literally during this stage, we are just trying to bring this up to a boil, and then we'll start adding our hops probably, I don't know, in the next 15, 20 minutes, depending on how long this thing takes, maybe like 4 hours, who knows. Other than that, though, sit back, drink a beer, and we're going to go into like overtime or like double time, triple time, quadruple time. I don't know, however fucking long it takes to get this up to boil, and then we'll be back. IPA from Wrecking Crew Brewers, Velociraptor. This thing sucks and literally was taking way too long to bring like 2 gallons of water to a boil. So I moved it over to the stove. Once it's to boil, I'm probably going to move it back to here because it'll maintain the temperature at least. But yeah, don't buy this thing. I don't know what it is. It says like Kverch something. I don't freaking know. Just don't buy this. I'll put the product in the comments maybe. I have no idea if I can actually do those kinds of things. I'm just saying it because I saw other YouTubers say it, like, like and subscribe. But I literally don't know if I can do that, but I'll try. But this thing freaking sucks. Like, if you want to like cook eggs, maybe, but not for boiling wort. So anyway, go back to what you were doing. I'm gonna go ahead and drink this. Thanks for sticking around. While this is coming to a boil, I wanted to shout out with some of the people that we work with. Just Brew Coffee, Jared Christie. You guys make some really fucking good coffee. Thanks for providing us coffee for White Stout. Better Than Doug White Stout, available at the tap room, Wrecking Crew Brewworks tap room, located at 144 North Court Street, Medina, Ohio, 44256. Boom. West Branch Malts for providing us for some of our Munich grain that we use. That's about it.
How about your good friends over at PJ's?
Oh, yeah.
Giving you your start.
PJ Marley's, thanks John and Patty Stahl for helping us out. We sold our first beer at PJ Marley's restaurant like 3 years ago. It was pretty fucking awesome. I remember getting totally annihilated that night and just talking to everybody, how much everybody loved it. Sorry that we don't sell you VHO anymore, but we have Pants Off Dance Off for you. We know that. That's about it for right now, I think.
Velociraptor, hood ornament.